What's up, YouTube? Welcome to more trades. I have in front of me the Bitcoin on Binance futures, and as you can see, we're above the 8, 13, and 21 EMAs, and we're currently at the 55 EMA. If these three EMAs move up in this kind of manner, and say the 55 comes down, and that was the 8, now the 13 and the 21, then we get a bullish cross. And if a candle opens and closes above the 8 EMA, then the next candle would be the buying signal. But at the moment, Bitcoin hasn't gone that far. I mean, we had a decent percentage move, but we're still in the same range where we haven't moved much. If you look at it since the 18th of June, we had this pump up, then we've been stagnant. I would say from the 1st of June till today is like 3 days. We're just here. On the right over here, we have the VPVR. It's a volume profile. It's showing me that Bitcoin is trading right at the point of control. And if we take the fixed range volume profile and mark it off on this whole chart, you'd see that we're just above the point of control of the fixed range volume profile. And we have our value area high over here. And we'd have our value area low below. So we take that and clone it, bring it down here, somewhere around that range. So that's the range of the volume profile. And the moment the point of control is at 21,073. The pump up is good news for people who took the trades. But I have a problem with this pump on the 4 hourly. If you look at it, you could see clearly from here, as Bitcoin was pumping, we weren't able to make higher highs on the volume. We've made higher highs on the price action. Price action has been going up, but we weren't able to do that with volume. Another thing, if we look at the MACD, as price was going up, say from here, if we look at it from here, price has been going down. Okay, so we don't have any divergence over there. But if you want to look at this, we had it over here. I think we also had it on the RSI. We had a low over here on the price action and a lower low. On the MACD, we had a low and a higher low. So that was kind of bullish divergence. And in addition to that, if we take the RSI, let's take a look at the RSI. Let's see. The RSI on the 4 hourly chart, we're forming, we had bullish divergence probably back here when we had this low over here, and then we made a lower low, but we had a low over here in the RSI and higher low. That is bullish divergence. So that is a reversal signal. And at the moment, if we look at the price action, we don't have any bearish divergences, nor do we have hidden bullish divergences. Hidden bullish is when you have higher lows and in the price action and lower lows in the RSI. So if we say, can't find it over here, but if you go on the daily chart, I believe there are other divergences you could see. And that's a bigger time frame, and that means that the moves are more effective. So if we look at the daily, and let's look at this on the daily time frame, go do that, and let's go like that. Okay, on the daily time frame, do we have any bullish divergence? We had a low over here, and we had a lower low, so nothing. We had a low, we had a higher low. Sometimes divergences can get erased, so you better be aware of that. We had a price action over here. We had a low, and look at this, lower low. We had a low in the RSI and a higher low, but yet we dumped again. So you better be careful when you look at these things. Don't trade solely on RSIs, but it's just an indicator to keep you aware of what's going on around you. Do we have any bearish divergences on the daily here? I can't see any bearish divergence at the moment. If we can't have, it can't happen. We can't, if we want to have bearish divergence or hidden bearish, price has to pump above 32k at the moment. If we go on the weekly, I thought I saw some bearish divergence on the daily at nope, I can't see it right now. On the weekly, which is even on the weekly, is such a big time frame, and there is bearish divergence between these two peaks, and we're getting a dump, so I wouldn't look at that. But I had seen bearish divergence on the daily, and I can't seem to find it right now. Let's see. Yeah, I found it, I think. We had a high over here, and then we had a lower high, but the RSI had a high and a higher high, and we got this dump. Okay, now that played out. Next, we're having lower highs. No, nothing there. Now let's go to this chart. These are fib channels that I have. I'll put it out on the hourly. As you can see, this channel is being respected. The channel at the moment, if we go down, this channel lies at 20,418 as support. We tested it once, twice, and we might go down again. Just keep in mind that this is a ascending line, so the price will be changing as we move up. But at the moment, it's at 20,000. Let me put it exactly. Yeah. 20,127. Let me get rid of it. I'm going to put a new one. 20,418 to be exact. Now, if it pumps up, our resistance would be here. According to this channel, we'll be having other levels in between, but this would be a good point to consider a short. 22,727. You see this line has played a role over here at around the 32k range. We were struggling at it, so it has some impact on this. And let's look at EMAs, if we have any EMA at the moment over here. I told you about the fib time that it was approaching on the 23rd, and we had our move. 23rd and 24th were up days, so yeah, fib time sometimes works. I've given it on the 10th, on the 19th, on the 15th, and on the 19th, and on the 23rd. I'm still in my short. I took that short at 40k on Bitcoin and took profit, but I'm still in it. On the 1 hourly chart, we are above the 200 EMA. And if we continue this way, the 200 EMA, if it goes straight, it will be resistance around here. Over here, I can't see any other EMAs. Let's check out the Ichi Cloud, Ichimoku. On the 4 hourly, on the hourly, we're above the resistance cloud, which is now support, but the cloud is thinning. If I remove this price label, you see the cloud is getting thinner, and it's a point where we could drop. We're already wicking the highs, and that's a behavior that we see sometimes in Bitcoin. A lot of times that causes the price to drop, to plunge when we start wicking the highs, especially if we're at an EMA. I'll show you, we've been hitting the 200 EMA. See, on the 4 hourly, we're in the resistance cloud, but we can still fall out. And if I show you the EMAs, the 200 is usually a problem for Bitcoin. I've said this before on the 1 hour chart. You can see we're now above it, but it's not strange for Bitcoin to go above it and then only come down again violently. Look at that. If this was the 55, sorry. I'll show you the 200. There you go. We went above it, then look what happened after that. Other times we can't. Look at this, we hit it once and twice at this zone, and again, and we struggle. We continue to struggle at the 200. So 200 EMA is significant for Bitcoin, bottom line. So just be aware that at the moment we're above the 200, but that doesn't mean that that's it. Be aware we need to break the 21,600 to even consider going up, because these were previous zones where liquidity was grabbed and market maker took the price lower. So just be careful. 21,600, if we break it and get support, then you could say we could be going higher. It's a good point to start looking for a long on a retrace. Fib time, this is my fib time. I'll show you what I mentioned before. I think we still have one more red month. I might be wrong. I think July will still be red, and then we'll have a better August, maybe a green August probably. But yeah, I've told you about the fib time. I mentioned the 10th. We started going down. I mentioned this before time, and we started going down on the 10th. I mentioned the 15th, and we had a move down and a move up. Each one was maybe 7% or 10%, so it was a good trading day. And I mentioned the 19th, which was here. We had a pump. And the 23rd, which, see what happened, we pivoted. So fib time is just pivot points. I can see our next pivot will be 28th of June. Our 618 will be on the 3rd of July. And 4th of July will have the 0.65, and the 1-to-1 will be on 13th July. I think July might be red. I might be wrong. I believe we're in a wave 4 of this fifth wave down. So wave 4 of the fifth wave. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 count in green is for the fifth wave down. And I believe we're in the 4, even though it's not it's not placed properly, but I think this 4 is, let me just take that. I think this is still wave 4. I think we're still in a wave 4, and we're going down for 5. How far 5 will go, I don't know, maybe until a fib time, and then we'll bounce up. I've seen another count people putting out of this being a beginning of something, that some people think that this could be a wave 1, and this whole thing is a wave 2. We don't know how deep will it go, probably till here, and we'll go up for a bigger 3 and a 4 and a 5. And this wave 2, they're counting it as an ABC. Where's the ABC tool? There you go. They're saying this could be an A in the wave 2, and this could be a B. We don't know how high would it go, but this would be good enough. And a C would be equivalent to the length of 1, so approximately here. Back down to the 18K range, and that's a target I gave in one of my short videos. I was talking about Bitcoin going back down to the 18.1 possibly. It was a measured move because I seen that we're forming a head and shoulders on the 1 hour chart, but as you see, it didn't play out. We continued sideways. I was looking at this as a possible head and shoulders, but we extended that way. And then there was this pattern also. People are looking at inverse head and shoulders, and now people are looking at the possible triple top that will be forming here, and that's bearish. So we'll see what happens, but I expected Bitcoin to go lower. Why? Because I expected to have this happening, the RSI to give me a good divergence on the 4 hourly, but let's look at it in the hourly. I was expecting a liquidation move, a spike down, and when we get a spike down, it will be accompanied. See, if this was wave 3 till here, or say till here, wave 3, and we went up for 4, and this is 5. Let's see if we got divergence. We had a low and a lower low. We didn't have bullish divergence. Over here, we had bullish divergence between this and this, this and this. That was bullish divergence, which fair enough gave us a reversal, but there was no big liquidation spike over there. And if this was the end of wave 3, wave 4 looks kind of funny to me. Maybe this was just 4, and then we had the wave 5 started from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The waves looks very funny to me. Anyhow, point is, I would like to see Bitcoin to go lower, break these lows, cause a big wick, and when it does that, the RSI would come down, but will not break this low because RSI follows the body of the candle, and where the candle closes, the candle would close. The candle, essentially, when we get a wick, the candle will come up and close above this low. It won't close lower, it will close higher, but the wick will be down. So we'll have a lower low on price action and a higher low on RSI, and that will be our bullish divergence and our reversal. But sometimes Bitcoin surprises and does something that everyone in the market isn't looking at. We're expecting something, it does a total opposite. Now, if we go to the Dow Jones today, Dow Jones is doing very good today. We're up almost 1,000 points. We came up, took this gap. I was expecting us to cover this gap, then maybe reverse, but it seems we're still going up, grabbing this liquidity. Look at these big red candles. That's a lot of volume of exchanges being happened, volatility in them, a lot of tick volume in them, exchange happening. Again, the Dow Jones moving up. This move up. How is the volume looking? We got some spikes. US 100, same thing, covered the gap, and we're going up. The SPY did good today. We had a gap up, and we covered the gap. The DXY didn't do much today. It's been holding. If you look at the 4-hourly, we've been holding. Is this a bull flag? A possible bull flag? We had some kind of bull flag here, but I don't know. It looks like a bull flag, but if we exceed the length of the flagpole, then it's no longer a bull flag. It's not a valid bull flag. Solana, on the other hand, Solana has, if anyone is a scalper, it's been a good trade. I was trading Solana. I stopped because it was hard to predict what it can do. Basically, it's an altcoin, and it would follow whatever Bitcoin or Ethereum is doing. I'll get rid of this channel so we could see it clearly. But if I look at Solana, I can clearly see, say this was our low. I had a projected move Solana down to 22, but it didn't. That was a measured move of breakout of this channel, I think. But yeah, this looks like a 3-wave move up, then another 3-wave move down, and then this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's look at it on the 1-hourly. Yeah, so if you look at this on the hourly, it's even more messy, but I could say it's doing more or less what Bitcoin is doing. But if you look at it on the 4-hourly, you can clearly see like it's a 1, 2, and a 3. So is that it? Is that our ABC? So we had an A. Let's look at this way. If this was a corrective move and not our way out, because to move out of here we need 5 ways out. Was this an A? This was our B, and our C is done, or we're in our C. Doesn't look really right. Let's look at the fib extensions. Let's go from the bottom here. I want trend-based fib extensions. We go from the bottom to the top to the bottom over here. Looks like it's going for the 1.618. 43.89. And this is on Binance again, on the futures, on the daily chart, the VPVR. I would like to look at the Ichimoku to see where we are on the daily with Ichimoku. Nothing much has happened. I mean, we moved, but you can see the cloud is way up. The cloud is still very thick. And the cloud is at 32,325 or 294. So if Bitcoin decides to move up, that's probably a place to look at. This order block, this area where you see a lot of consolidation will be our new resistance if we even get there. We also have the 24,500 range. That would be even another big resistance for Bitcoin if it even gets there. If and when we get there, the 24 and the 27K. I would like to show you this 27K. We'll have some resistance there. Let's put that here. And then we'd have the 24.5 would be somewhere around here. We have some resistance here. Then the strongest would be here. If we want to move out of here, we'd have to break through this, like we have to cut through it like butter. The 30 to 32K range. One more thing before we close up, I would like to look at Bitcoin. I'll erase all of these, remove drawings and indicators. I want to look at the Kimo. Actually, not on this chart. On the Bitstamp chart is clear. Yeah, this chart. On the weekly, we currently, what am I doing? On the weekly we are getting resistance on the 200, is it? The 300 EMA on the weekly. Our next point of resistance on the weekly would be our 200 at 27. And the 400 is at 17. And the 500 today would be at, let's see where the 500 is today. That's the 500, 13,516. So one more pair of EMAs I would like to look at is, and no one is looking at this, I haven't seen anyone mention it. Just keep in mind the 10 and the 100 on the weekly crossed. And I mentioned it, this only happened probably 3 times. This was a fake out, so the one we had now is the first on the weekly. This was the second. And we had one over here. And every time we have this bearish cross, we didn't have anyone over here. Every time we have a bearish cross between the 10 and the 100 in the weekly, which happened only 3 times, we had the cross over here. And we had a dump of about 57%. Let's just check again. Where did it cross? It crossed over here, or was it here? The cross happened after, so about 57. And you saw what happened when we had a bullish cross. Look at that. That was the first cross. This is the second bearish cross. And the cross happened on this candle. And we had a drop of 43.9, so 44, 57, 44. And let's see now when we had this cross, 57, 44, and we had it over here on this candle. And we had a drop to here, 49. So if we say we had a 57% drop and a 44% drop, and now we have a 49% drop, could we be done? And that's it? Then we're going for the bull run like what happened in the past. I know past performance doesn't represent what's going to happen in the future, but it's a possibility. We could be done. But so far, the trend is still down. We're still in a down trend. Everything around the world, the economies don't look good. So just be aware of that. You could still trade longs, intraday, or scalps, but bigger trades are down at the moment. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll keep you updated as frequent as possible. Thanks.